Hello, water signs. This is a reading especially for your element for the full moon in Aquarius happening actually today, depending on where you are in the world, for July 2021. I'm just starting to do these readings specifically for the different elements because I think it'll just give a chance for me to tap in a little bit more specifically to each group. So I like to pre-shuffle before I get on camera, but I do a little bit of shuffling on here just so you guys can see that. So for this full moon for the water signs, what is the opening message for you? Awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. This is really interesting because I just did the earth sign reading and it was a different card, but it was also the opening message was about protection. So this is just really nice because I know for water signs, especially Pisces, you tend to be very open spiritually anyway. Whether people are trying to be or not, or realize that or not, you do have a special connection with the spirit world. So this full moon could be bringing about some deeper openings in that realm. So I'm getting the message to trust what you're experiencing, trust what you're feeling. Maybe it's a good time for some reflection, which, the full moon in general is, but, time to kind of shut out the things around you as well, especially if, that your friends and loved ones don't quite understand your journey. It's not that you can't share it with them or shouldn't, but this full moon can be really powerful. So it's just such an amazing time to really go within and connect deeper with the spirit world. And just remember that the universe is with you, meaning you have a spirit team, a guidance team. Just make sure that you are protecting yourself, being very conscious of how you're opening it up and talking to them, really asking the universe, whoever it is that you feel comfortable talking to, if it's a specific guide or just kind of keeping it open to a spirit team or angels, just ask for that protection and the messages that you need to come through this full moon for you. Love that message to start. All right, let's see what ascended master or energy is really working with you right now this weekend, during this time, even this month. What is our message for you for water signs? Oh, I love this. One of my favorite cards. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. So this goes right along with what that card was saying, that, you are opening up a lot spiritually, whether that is your intuition becoming stronger. Maybe you are experiencing some, what seems like more mystical or paranormal experiences. Don't be scared of that. As long as it's not having a negative effect on you, do your best to just really sink into that trust and faith that the universe is watching over you, that you have protection, and remember to ask for it too. I tell a lot of my clients this, with Reiki clients, a lot of people come into me that are very open spiritually, and some of them even connect with people on the other side, other spirits, and that is such a beautiful thing. However, it is really important to go into it with intention and protection. So keep in mind that you are getting a lot of support right now. So whatever might be coming up as a challenge this month, these obstacles are working, or they're working with you to remove these obstacles. So the full moon is such a great time to just journal out whatever it is that you want to release. I really like to do, like this month, I'm going to do one that is all about releasing my fears. Like anything I have fear around right now, as far as making decisions or even my beliefs. And that was coming up a lot in the earth sign reading, is just make sure that you are facing those. Maybe you have a belief or a fear that was kind of almost passed down to you, or you were taught growing up, because no matter who we were, who raised us, we all had some kind of programming growing up, and it might be time to release some of those. That might be some of those obstacles that are being removed, so you can really move forward more on your individual path. Okay, another message with that, like maybe a little more specific, what could be coming up to be removed as an obstacle. Endings and beginnings. This is a powerful one. The old must be released so that the new can enter. I can't even make it up. That message on the last card was coming through is that, I'm getting now a really strong message that this is around a belief or a mindset or way of being. And it's not that, what you have been living by or believing is wrong. None of us can make that decision. It's really a heart-centered awareness that draws us into that clarity of what we should be doing, what we really truly believe in. But the old must be released so that the new can enter. So during that obstacle, I can't even believe that obstacles being removed. Your team, there are people out there helping you. Again, whether you know it or not, you have a lot of support and help right now to release that, because I know personally it can be really tough to release anything. Like I know for me, I'm not great at letting go in general. Like even if I want to let go of something or someone, I'm just not good at letting go or saying goodbye. And surrender has been one of my main focuses this year, is just surrendering to what is, and to just work with life as it happens instead of trying to change it or being too rigid with it. And in the end, there is always a beautiful beginning in any kind of end, no matter how hard that end is. So if there's something specific coming up right now, or maybe even something that's already ended in your past, or maybe a goodbye that you said, you don't have to, release anything with love, but it doesn't have to be a negative thing. It just might be time to release that and let it go in a new way. Just kind of surrender and tell the universe that you're really open to something new coming in. All very positive messages. Let's go into the shamanic healing deck, get a little bit deeper into what it is that needs to be released. What's coming up for our water signs? And also, if I didn't mention, whether if your sun sign, is water, fire, earth, whatever, you can look at these. They can all apply. Take what resonates, because we all have different. We have a sun, moon, rising, so we can look at any of those, especially if we relate to another one more. Stripping illusions. This came out in another one too, so I think that this is a very general message for all of us right now, for the collective. But stripping illusions, that is, I asked specifically what it is to let go of. This message is loud and clear. There's some belief that you have that really isn't serving you anymore. That can be anything from, a religion, maybe, the way you were raised. If you were raised in religion, it could be something specific to, how a relationship should be, the man's role, the woman's role, whatever it is. This is just asking you to take a closer look and see if maybe you can look at it from an outside perspective. And I don't know why this message is coming through, but it's about the Course in Miracles, the book. That book is so powerful. Or Return to Love, that's based on the Course in Miracles, is what's really I'm thinking of. But Marianne says that asking for a miracle, many people think that praying is like, begging God for something specific, but the true miracle is a change in our perspective. And so that goes right along with illusions. If we can look at something from all perspectives, and obviously we're going to be more emotionally attached to one or the other, but if you can really look at all of it, just take that step back and kind of zoom out a little bit, you might see that there was something that's kind of an illusion, like something you've been feeling. Maybe it's something that we created a little bit in our own mind, or at least exaggerated some, and that's not wrong. That's just human. We all do it, but it's time to really question that. Like, that message is coming up so clear. All right, let's get another message on that. Any kind of illusion, or releasing what is coming up for the water signs. It's all good. So this is, I think, because this is such a strong message, this is coming out to really just show you it's okay. Everything is going to be okay. And it might not feel like it. There might be a lot of uncertainty on your path. Maybe where you're going to live, where you're going to work, what decisions you're going to make in love right now. But I know I can relate to that. It's so easy to get caught up in our logical thinking and, Another message that was coming out this week for me was, our timeline, just looking at the way society portrays when we should be doing something, like what age we should be married, what age we should finish school, or, have our dream job, or make a certain amount of money, or have children, or don't have children. There's so much fucking pressure. And sometimes we just need to sit back and remember that our purpose, our dharma, is to be happy, because that is where we start to draw in more abundance, and we start to affect other people in a positive way, which is really the change in the world that we want to see, is to see everyone happier. So just remember, if things are feeling really heavy right now, it's all good. And that message coming out with the illusions makes me feel like there is something specific that's really just been bringing you down, something that you're unsure of, but you need to take a step back. It's time to just take a little break from it. You can deal with it later. There's a lot of pressure in the situation already. I'm getting an image of like a pressure cooker, and the top's about to blow. So just get outside, get out in nature, do something to reground yourself, and just have fun. And remember that that's where your true inspiration is really going to come forth. All right, I'm going to use this deck, A Yogic Path by Sahara Rose. And it is a newer deck for me, so I will still be reading the description, but it's really beautiful. The images are just incredible, but it's broken down into different categories like Ayurvedic, yoga, the chakras, deities. So we're going to pull 2 cards and just see what those messages are for our water signs. All right, Shiva, beautiful card. Beautiful energy too. And Dumavadi. I might have butchered that word, but I really hope not. Okay, let me look this up real quick. So these have a little bit more of a complex message. That's why I like to read the whole message. All right, thank you for your patience. Shiva, God of destruction and rebirth. So right off the bat, this is like the endings and beginnings. This is perfect. So this is really the energy that's helping you right now. You are truly on a yogic path. Shiva is referred to as, here I go again, Adiyogi, the first yogi ever. He attained enlightenment and abandoned himself in ecstatic dance atop the Himalayas. When his ecstasy went beyond movement, he became utterly still. People could not understand his switch between ecstatic movement and stillness and thought him mad. However, 7 students wanted to learn how he was moving past physical limitations. This is how he began teaching yoga. Shiva planted the seed of yoga into the human mind. Pulling Shiva represents moving past the limitations from your society, body, mind, or ego. It represents doing the inner work to evolve. It is also a call to service, to teach others your wisdom so they too can become liberated. Wow. Okay, that just goes along with everything, all of the messages that just came up, and I just love when it works that way. I trust my intuition, but I just love when it's so much confirmation. So first off, yoga. I think that is just such a powerful tool in any kind of rebirth, because that's really pushing you past your mental and your physical limitations. And awakening presence, endings and beginnings, you're clearly going through some next level of awakening. I think we continue to go through these phases throughout our life, but you're really going through a big shift right now. And use that strength of Shiva when you're feeling weak or uncertain. Even maybe dance, that message is coming through. Dance, movement, that is such a great way to release things from our body. And sometimes I think people don't understand the power of that. If you've never experienced ecstatic dance or yoga or any kind of movement in like a divine, devotional kind of way, it is just so powerful. And this is, really something to think about. Coming up through this full moon is just moving past the limitations from what society puts on us, from our body, our mind, our ego, especially our ego, because again, that is a lot of what we were raised with. And it's not that that's bad or wrong or anything like that, but if it's no longer serving us to have those beliefs, if it's becoming a limitation, then it's time to let that shit go. All right, next card. Let me look this up. We got a lot, both deities. Goddess of disappointment and letting go. I can't even believe this. Yet you, my darling, have finally realized that all of the hardships and struggles you've faced were brought on your path for a very important reason. They've shaped you to be the person you are today. You have put together the dots on all the most difficult points on your journey and realized that it was all necessary to be here now. Dumavati has come to remind you to give thanks to the struggles that you've faced. They have made you your highest self. Wow, this is such a powerful reading. I hope you guys are resonating with this. But that ending message, it's just confirming that, as hard as it is to let go of a way of being, it's time. And you know it in your heart, you know it in your soul, and you have help. You don't feel like you're alone in this, even if you don't maybe have the people in your 3D experience, your partner or your friends that truly understand every moment of this. That's okay. They can still support you in the ways that that they know how. And I'm also getting a message to try to go easy on those people if they aren't understanding. Don't let that be too much of a point of frustration. Just use that connection that you naturally have with the universe and your team to help you through this, because this is all about letting go, and there's just a big push for you this full moon to surrender. So some good things to do, tonight, tomorrow, anytime. The full moon, we feel that energy 2 to 3 days on either side of the moon, is to write down a list of everything that's really, I think I said this earlier, all your doubts, but everything that's really making you feel heavy, and just do it in a very, just very open and honest way. And then just question it, is my perception of life in this way, looking through this lens, helping me or is it hurting me? And what would it be like if I looked at it in a different way? And even if you can't feel like you're connecting with that different way yet, it will happen. It's just a matter of putting in the work and putting in the time and just letting yourself be open to it. Is, at the end of the day, just be open to something new. Because I'm also getting that message with infinite abundance and receiving. You might, if you're clinging on to something right now that needs to be let go of, which that message is definitely coming up, then you could be blocking abundance, whether that's financial or in other ways in life. Just, we block ourselves to receiving when we aren't just open in general. So I really hope those messages resonated for you, water signs, and I'd love to hear if they did. Just leave a comment, like it. Feel free to share this video if you know anybody else that might benefit from it. And I will see you next time.